So, in all these things, I don't really think I've been silenced, in a way. I mean, I just rather, I'm just, it's all about priorities, what God say. Because, I mean, at this point, man, the failure to perform justice, you know, uh, years ago, when certain individuals were already reported, it resulted in more loss in my life and more it increased my injury, you know, because of, you know, justice not being performed on people that were reported, you know, due to certain types of dummies. You feel me? So, I mean, what else could you do? I mean, that damage, that I've acquired, from negligence, neglect, all, I mean, because this, it's influential figures or, these people in these positions and with these titles and stuff, they've been reported years ago already to as high as you could go. You feel me? So, I mean, if they weren't, there was no justice performed concerning them. So that resulted in worse, in a increase of damage of my life. You feel me? Of my health, my well-being, and things like that because of the nature of what it was that was happening. So that was years ago already. So since, of course, due to there not being any justice performed, the situation worsened. You feel me? And it resulted in a worsening of my trauma and things like that. Because of negligence. And these people not being, having justice performed on them. So, I mean, and that damage that I've gotten, from that negligence has resulted in, degrading, further degrading on quality of life. Meaning, it's being used to destroy, vital aspects of my life, and deprive me from, rights and deprive me from sustainability, livelihood. So I mean, they're recognizing my damage for a crime, and they're accusing people of having responsibility for the crime, but they're not performing justice about the situation, which is the weirdest thing I think is in history. I mean, this is like absolutely weird. It's like, okay, my damage won't allow me to survive, in society after already, before it ever got this bad, it was already reported. So the damage I got, from like any trauma, like CPTSD and all that from prolonged crisis conditions, which were intentionally organized and orchestrated by, injustices in high places and stuff like that. I mean, because of, because of that, I'm not, good enough, or, I can't make an honest living like everybody else. And, this whole time I've been telling the whole world what's been like, this situation, what's going on. I'm in a position now where I can no longer, make a living, so it don't matter what anyone says or does, the fact still remain that I'm in that position now, after my testimony were already global, You feel me? And it's been global for years. And I've been talking about this for years before my life was anything like it is today, before my career path was anything like it is now. So they keep working and they look and they try to find a way to have me in certain positions. And, that I don't deserve, as my testimony also proves. So I mean, infuriating, it does not describe the situation. And, everything else that's happening in this year, 2020, it's a lot of bad stuff that's happened this year, but I think even that was on purpose, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, I say that because of my life, My life is not the same as all these other things that's been going on, you feel me? My life is not the same. My life, if my life has any relation to the rest of 2020, like a economic standpoint or whatever, it is that one vital principle of, my persecution on my life, you know, it's more like a template. You feel me? It's already been going on, you know what I'm saying, since before this year. But everybody's just putting every focus on this year. Like, yeah, this year rough. But I was going through things. I was going through 2020 and 2019. I was going through 2020 and 2018. I was going through 2020 and 2017. I was going through 2020 and 2016. I was going through 2020 and 2015. You feel me? I mean, my 2020 has been this whole time. You feel me? And I've been telling the whole world the whole time, and nobody's did anything to help me. You feel me? All the way to the point where I'm still in the very position that I reported to the whole world, you know, before it ever happened. And the last 7-8 times it's already happened. You feel me? All total different circumstances. The same thing happens, you know. If it's not one thing, it's another. You know, whatever it takes that they can find a reason to destroy me. And so, yeah, I made a recording yesterday. The Lord ain't leave me to post it, but it was like speaking from my heart. And I just went off, man, like, you know, just telling me, I mean, because what else can you do? I mean, they need to know, though, that they made a horrible mistake. A mistake that they're going to pay for the next 20 years. You know, because God has cursed the lands for this. You know, it don't matter who they blame. It's the fact that all of them let it happen and watch it every year and do nothing. You know, so I mean, they're not gonna. They go find that silencing the prophet of God or silencing the servant of God is not a profitable thing in the long run. They will understand later that they don't understand now. You know. Right now, it seems like it's just a trivial, unimportant thing, but they're going to see how it feels when the hand of God, you know, like, sits on a place. You know, they haven't experienced that, you know, so they don't know what they expect, or they don't believe that it's real, or they look at it and don't think it's going to happen. But God is going to judge this land in a dramatic movie, like Day After Tomorrow types way, feel me? Like, really, God is really about to judge in the next 20 years, you know, as he should, though, feel me? As he should.